What's up, YouTube? My name is Jason, and this is my take. And I'm back, and we got a special video today. This is another edition of Kinda Late Reviews, but a little different because I have a very special guest with me today. She's not only a YouTuber that talks Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise, but she's also my girlfriend. And we're here to discuss the new Drake album, Certified Lover Boy. So Brianna, why don't you tell everyone about yourself and, your love for Drake?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am Brianna. I'm very excited to be here today. I do love Drake. Last year for my Spotify Wrapped in 2020, I was in the top 0.05% of Drake's listeners. So it's safe to say I'm always playing him. I followed him since his mixtape days. So I followed his whole career. I love everything he does. So I'm here and ready to discuss.
If you ain't been here since comeback season, don't call yourself a fan. Don't say that around Brianna now.
That's facts.
For Brianna, it's exciting to have you. Like, there's nobody else that I could do this video with. Like, Brianna's the only person that I could have like 3-4 hour conversations about Drake too, because we're both big fans, but we're also very critical, and we have a lot of discussion around it. And what better album to discuss today than Certified Lover Boy? So Brianna, we saw this whole rollout early, like last year. It was supposed to come out in January and it didn't. But with everything that led up to this, what were you expecting and how are you feeling like going into this?
That's a good question. I don't really have expectations for Drake, to be honest, just because I don't like to anticipate what artists are gonna do. I'm just kind of like, they're gonna put out whatever they want. I do know his quality of music has been on a decline as of his recent album. So I guess if I had any sort of expectation, I was not expecting anything mind-blowing. I was expecting something kind of just another Drake album, just run of the mill, like putting out some music. And you said, what was the second part of the question?
No, I was just saying, like, what were your expectations and like how were you feeling going into it, essentially? Yeah.
Oh, how was I feeling? Excited. I mean, I always look forward, even though I was saying that I was not expecting anything crazy. I still am excited because he is my favorite artist. So I'm gonna support him no matter what he puts out. So I was looking forward to it, but I also didn't have too high of hopes as to what it was gonna be.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. Like, I feel like knowing who Drake is, like when I heard Certified Lover Boy, that already excited me more than recent projects have excited me. Because like you, like I do feel like the quality and like just the music itself has been on a decline for a while for me. So I don't know. Certified Lover Boy just seems like a fitting name for a Drake project, especially given that I do like more of the singy, like, emotional Drake. I love Six God rapping, like all of that too. But like I heard that title, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get the Drake that I want. He had the little part, the heart part, and everything. Like it seemed like he was really in that mode to like drop something really dope. So I wasn't expecting a classic, also, but I was like, I feel like this is gonna be better than what I've been getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it was Drake maybe poking fun at himself and maybe embracing kind of internet humor, because I feel like ever since he's started, people have like called him like soft and like, he just has that vibe around him of like, oh, like there's Drake singing in his feelings, like about a girl he hasn't talked to in 6 years. Like that's always been his persona. And so I feel like that name just kind of embraced it. It's like, you know what? Yes, I am a lover boy. Like whatever, make fun of me. I don't care. So I feel like that name was just kind of like a nod to like to the internet, just to be like, yeah, I know what you guys say about me. I don't care.
Right.
I agree.
Right. And that kind of goes more into the reason why I was like, Drake's just really about to go in. Like I know he's about to do his thing. But
so that's fair.
We got these 21 tracks, and just before we dive into anything, like where are you in terms of like, dislike, like whatever, like how'd you feel after this?
So favorite song, I think this is underrated. Favorite song is Get Along Better. I think that song is absolutely hilarious. Just because when I was listening to it the first time and he was talking about like, oh, you know what? Like I was dealing with you, but guess what I went and did? In my head, I was like, what did you do, Drake? Let me know. And then he was like, I get along better with your friend. I was like, ooh.
And I think what makes it so fun, what makes it so funny is how he says friend.
Yes. Yes. And the execution is just perfect. Like I tell you, the first time I listened to that, the way he just let us know what was going on, I was like, no, he didn't. Like, I just feel like I was sitting around gossiping with Drake. Like, it's just such a funny song.
Such a Drake song, man, for real.
Yeah.
So do you like this album? You dislike it? What is it?
I mean, I like it. I like it. Yeah. I would say it's kind of like mid-tier for me in terms of his whole discography, but it's not to the point where I sit here and say I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, it's just another mediocre project. Well, I think it's highlights for sure that overall that I wasn't disappointed given that I've heard it before, but I think I was disappointed given what my expectations were, kind of with what I was explaining earlier. So that was kind of my whole thing. Like, we got it again. And I mean, if I'm thinking about it in terms of his discography, at this point, what I do with Drake's discography is I'm like, is it worse than Views? Okay, so like, where are we going? So this would probably be like a little lower than mid tier. So like, I would have it like above Views and above Scorpion because those are like my two first. But yeah, get along better. It's just that song is hilarious, bro. And to get Ty Dolla $ign of all people, like the feature killer, like that's just the perfect.
I know. Yeah, and it sounds good. Like it's a good.
It's a good sounding song. That's one of the songs I actually really like. So I'll say this. Let's dive into some of the tracks. Before we do that, I will say that like I feel like Drake did trick me in a way because when these first two songs, Champagne Poetry and Papi's Home. You remember I was texting you like late at night when it came out. I was like, all right, Drake he might be back. Like this might be.
You really like Champagne Poetry.
I like Champagne Poetry.
I mean, a lot of people do. I'm not gonna say just you.
I'm now at a point now where I know what the cons are, what I don't like now, but I wasn't at that point for a while because I feel like I love the song so much. And then Papi's Home, and just like I thought that song was funny. Like how you think Get Along Better is funny. I think Papi's Home is funny in that same regard. Just like talking about everybody's your son and like the way he's kind of the way he's rapping down on it. I like disrespectful Drake. Like I endorse that Drake. But then we get to Girls Want Girls, and immediately I was like, oh, okay, we're back. That's where we started. You know, Drake came out, you know, to everyone. You know? So that was fun. What'd you think about that song? Because I mean, I like Little Baby on it, but like at the same time, the song and like what he was trying to do coming off of the first two songs is just like, how do you mess with the beat?
Well, I'll say first of all, going back, I didn't have the same hype around Champagne Poetry and Papi's Home. I mean, yeah, to me, Champagne Poetry, it doesn't do it for me. I was re-listening to this song to kind of prepare for like to film this video, and I really like the sample, and I think that's about it. I feel like I pay more attention to the sample and like the themes that are in that that clip of music or whatever versus what Drake is actually saying. Like I don't really listen to what he's saying. And it has a huge beat switch up. Like, and I'm a person, I'll just say off bat, I don't like dramatic beat switch ups. Like you have to do it really in a really interesting way, in a way that improves the song for me to like it. So I usually default to not liking them. So that already was off for me.
For any of strong Drake fans that may be watching this video, you get all the permission you want to go in on Brianna for any disrespect towards Drake's amazing intro game. All right. Brianna hates Tuscan Leather, by the way.
That song is dead to me. I would just say
so have fun in the comments.
There's only 2 songs in Drake's discography that literally I refuse to acknowledge, and that is Tuscan Leather and Ratchet Happy Birthday. Everyone,
and the second one, very of
yeah,
course.
I feel like we can agree on the second one
Yeah,
as a community. Tuscan Leather, I know I'm the only person who has that opinion. I have been cyberbullied before for expressing that opinion.
Literally.
So I understand. But yeah, so to me, going into Girls Want Girls, I wasn't necessarily coming off of the same high. It sounds like you were. I mean, I like Papi's Home,
Right.
but that wasn't as elevated to me as it sounds like it was for you. So going into Girls Want Girls, I feel like that might have been the first song that really like grabbed me, because I will say, hands down, the stupidest song Drake has ever put out. Like, no questions asked. I don't know why any of that came out of his mouth. Like, I don't know. But it sounds good. Like, it's a good sounding song. It's very smooth. Like, I just like listening to it. So I'm torn. So I'm like, you're saying the dumbest thing in the world, but you're making it sound appealing. So
I'll give you credit on this, Brianna. My mind has changed about one thing with that song, because remember we were talking playlists with this album, and you said that you would put this in more of an R&B playlist.
Yeah, I did.
I agree now.
Yeah, it's so smooth.
It is more of a smoother track, and even though, I mean, Lil Baby sounds like this no matter what the track is. So like, but I would say how Drake was over this beat really did give him more of an R&B feel. So I do see where you were coming from now when you were saying like I would put this more in an R&B playlist. So you're welcome. Okay.
Yes, Jason is very quick to, because I have a lot of categorized playlists in terms of different genres and like tempos, and Jason is very quick to tell me when I miscategorize the song. So
I'm just saying you had No Name and some R&B playlists, and I was like, I get it.
We've grown. We're past it.
But no, yeah, I definitely get that. I feel like it's still kind of, so when Girls Want Girls hit, like things got like a little mediocre for me. Like whether like in the Bible, I think Love All with Jay-Z, like Drake, I think Drake was so bad on that song that even Jay-Z couldn't save it. And I thought Jay-Z was really talking disrespectful to somebody. I don't know who.
His enemies.
I was like, yeah. Jay-Z scares me when he talks, because I know Jay-Z's not somebody to play with. So like, when he talks like that, yeah. But you know that the next song was one of my favorites, Fair Trade. That's when Drake got me back in, because I liked, you know, how Girls Want Girls had an R&B feel. I really like Drake singing. This is probably the song I like Drake singing the most, of like most of the singing tracks. I like how he floated over it. And then Travis Scott, the way Travis Scott came in, I didn't really know what he was saying when he first came in his like singy part, but I like when Travis Scott does that in his songs, where it's like very woozy and very like weird, but you don't know what he's saying. Like it just sounds good, but he's not saying anything. And then the beat switches and he just starts really rapping. I like that song a lot. I feel like you probably didn't care too much for that song, but that's one of my favorite songs on the album. What were some of your thoughts on that song? I know you probably got some notes, but
yeah, I was looking at my notes as you were speaking, because we literally had the opposite opinion. I feel like I can see why you like the song. Because objectively, it's a good song. But it's very poppy. You know, like as soon as I heard the lyrics, yeah. As soon as I heard the lyrics, I was like, so I'm gonna see this on Instagram for the next 6 months. Like, you know, it's just it's just one of those new like basic anthems. Like Drake knew what he was doing. He knows he has to give us a basic anthem with every album. So I was like, I got it. This is the one. Whatever. In terms of Travis Scott, I wrote down in my notes, and I quote, "Not a Travis Scott fan. Feel like he messed up the whole vibe."
No.
No. And then I stopped taking notes after, like, for the rest of the song, because I think I had nothing else to say.
Travis Scott, Brianna knows Travis Scott's one of my favorite artists. Like, I love Travis Scott.
Yeah, Jason tried to put me on to Rodeo. I couldn't even get through the whole album.
I said Brianna Rodeo, and immediately she was like, "Nah, I can't do it."
I couldn't do it. So yes, Travis Scott came in and ruined it for me. Again, you can come for me if you want, but Travis Scott will not be entering my ears. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And then look what song we have next.
Another basic anthem.
Before we get into the song, when I saw the track list and saw that Young Thug and Future were gonna be on there, I was super hyped. I saw the title. I should have looked at the title and been like, what are we about to get into? I just looked at the features, and then the song plays, and I hear that's the Way Too Sexy sample playing. I'm like, I'm so and of course it's the biggest song on the project. Of course.
Oh yeah.
Everybody on TikTok is just eating this song up.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was going through your mind second by second as this
second by second?
What's going on? Because I didn't know what to do. Like I was confused. Like
well, for me, so I couldn't fully put my finger on the sample. I knew I had heard it before, but that really bothered me. Like, I don't even know. I guess I could have looked it up, but I didn't. But I didn't realize until like, I don't know, maybe a few days or weeks later after this album had dropped, like someone identified for me what the sample was. I think I just saw it online. So that was one thing that was always bothering me when I was listening to this song. I was like, this is so familiar, but I don't know why. But in terms of the actual song, I liked Drake's flow on it. I think he sounded good. I just wish he was saying something functional. But alas, he wasn't.
I think everybody on the song sounded good. It was just what was coming out of your mouth.
right. And I even wrote down for Young Thug, I was like, he sounds like he was made for this song. Like, I think this is like
his flow on that. I love how he sounded. Like, I hate when it's a song where it's like, no one sounds bad. But you sound
what you're saying. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
You know what I mean? And then like the music video was hilarious.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Why Leonard in there, like almost random, but like.
Yeah, I love a good Drake music video. I have a I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but maybe not discussed opinion. I honestly think because Drake, he's like a double threat. Like he started off acting and now he's doing music. Like he has those two talents. I honestly think that Drake should have pursued acting over music. And that's me saying that. Like if he had done that, I would not have my favorite artist. Like I'm willing to give up Drake as my favorite artist if he would have done acting, because I think he's much more not much more talented, but I think he puts more effort into his acting. I feel like acting is more challenging for him, and he rises to meet that challenge more than he does for music.
That's a whole nother discussion right there. Like just like the challenge of the acting versus like how given how easy Drake's like music is for Drake now, we're not really seeing him progress.
He doesn't challenge himself. He doesn't grow anymore. He doesn't have any, I don't think he has any musical goals. I mean, he's met them all. Like and he's not like a creative. Like he's not someone who like loves the craft of music. He's just someone who's good at it, who has fun doing it. He's not like pouring his soul into his music. But I feel like for acting, like he really enjoys that. You see his personality come out, like he takes it seriously. So that's my opinion. I wish he would have been an actor.
I had a discussion about this the other day because we were talking about it, and then I just like got out my phone and just started showing Brianna like his different skits from when he hosted the ESPYs way back when, and like some of his just like acting. And I was like, we were just talking about how great of an actor Drake is. We know Degrassi, like he was in the second Think Like a Man for a split second, but he like stole the scene. Like, yeah, so like when it comes to the music videos, like Drake, it's never mediocre. Like Drake really puts it in, like puts his all into the music videos. Like, so everything else around this song was great. Like it just doesn't make sense at all. Like so I thought that was just interesting. So moving along. Wow, TSU. This is an interesting stretch of songs, it seems like. So because with TSU, there's a lot of interesting things about this song. Before I let you get into, your funny story about TSU, another Drake album, another song about a stripper.
Absolutely.
and her story, you know,
Absolutely.
daddy is not around, mama is not around, you know.
And Drake is coming to save her.
This song was so weird because like, you know, listening to it more now, I think it's fine. Like I don't have too many issues in the sound and like what Drake was doing. But like, you know, I did research and found that it was like an NSYNC, you know, sample that you hear in the background. But like R. Kelly wrote it. So R. Kelly's credited on it. And I was like, how do I feel about Drake? You know, I mean, he had to give him his credit, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. But like,
But like you're saying it as though he had to use the sample. He didn't have to use that sample.
and I'm curious as to what was going, well, like what that process was. Like, was this such a song that just had to be on the album, a song that was so good that he was like,
yeah, but the song didn't spontaneously combust. The song was created, so he had someone 40 picked out this sample and played it for Drake, and Drake signed off on it.
I mean, it's a textbook Drake 40 song, you know, like
Yeah.
that just is so weird to me that they did that. But those are my thoughts. I think just ignoring that the song is fine. But like what were your tell us the story of like, you know,
Yes.
what happened with this song in you, because I think it's just hilarious.
Yes, so preparing for this video is actually my first time listening to this song. Because when I did my mini run to the album on my own, I could not stand the little intro clip, voicemail, whatever was going on. The guy's voice was obnoxious. I don't like hearing things that I don't like hearing, so I didn't put this on.
Weird. It was for sure weird. And I still disagree with you when you said that this reminds me that it reminds you of Kendrick, like on Section 80 with like the voice. Because when I went back and listened to TSU and this dude's voice, he was like, he just sounded so weird and how he was like stretching words. Like this dude sounded like a creep. Like I don't think
I mean,
Kendrick
I think
sounded
it's the same thing. I'm not saying they have twin voices, but it was just like a deep voice. It was a very dark sounding clip. Like it was introducing you into the song. Like it was the same vibe. I'm not saying it was the same vibe.
I get you. But yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the actual song, I didn't have any different opinions. I wrote down word for word, classic Drake content. Sounds like Take Care, talking about a stripper that he wants to save. We had to have one of those. So here we are.
It's funny, I haven't told you this, but whenever I go to get my hair cut, I always pass TSU. For those who don't know, I live in Houston. But I always pass TSU on the way to get my hair cut. And that song just is in my head every time, like loud. Like even if I have music on, I just start hearing TSU playing, funny. And I think that's hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, we know Drake and his relationship with Houston. We know he's gonna ride for H-Town. So
he is. That's another home for Drake. So, In Too Deep. How'd you feel about that song? This song changed up on me, but we'll go ahead.
So the first thing I wrote down, I said, why is he typing in text language from the thousands? I don't understand why so many song titles on this album are just like what you would text like the phones with the when you had to text by number, like you didn't have the actual letters, like that's how Drake is texting.
There's a lot of twos on this album.
A lot of twos. But aside from that, I really like this song. I feel like it's like low key, like I feel like it's a little overlooked in terms of the whole album or whatever, but I think it's very smooth, like a really good flow. There's another beat switch up, but this one didn't really bother me.
So. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down, I said I could still do without it, but it didn't bother me.
It was an overwhelming transition. Like I like how I like this song because remember yesterday when we were talking, I was like, this song, I don't really care much for it, but I listened to it again today. I just like, there were a few songs that I just wanted to listen to again today before we went into it. And the song just all of a sudden, I like it now. I like how Drake was over this guitar riff. He was singing over it. And then it was a smooth transition and I loved how Future sounded. And it had me thinking about like just how much I love like What a Time to Be Alive and like how I love when they come together. Grammys, different songs. So
They're a
if
good
they
duo.
if they do make another collab project, like this is the type of vibe I would like, as well.
You saying you don't want 10 way too sexies?
you know the answer to that. No, but I feel like on What a Time to Be Alive, it wasn't too many like slower, like singy
Yeah.
songs.
Well, they had
Like maybe like Diamonds
Plastic
Dancing.
Bag.
What is that?
Plastic Bag.
Oh yeah, and Diamond Dancing too. I feel like that was
But
more.
that's an actually good song.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, this song grew on me, in less than 24 hours, and I'm not mad at it. So,
Look at Drake.
yeah. So we both like Pipe Down a lot, didn't we? Like
Yeah, I
this.
like that song.
And I think it's weird because remember we listened to J. Cole's version of it when we were in DC.
Oh
And it
yeah.
this is gonna sound wrong, but it made me like the song more, not because like I didn't like Cole, because I thought Cole was great on it, but I went back and listened to Drake, and I like Drake better on it, but like it just sounded much better coming off of Cole's
Like you
version.
can see the vision more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Did you have any other thoughts on it? Like I think it's one of the standout songs on the album, like one of the best ones for me.
Yeah. I don't feel that strongly about it. But what I did say is I feel like he had a different contrast. Like sometimes Drake will switch up his voice. Like in this song, he had like a higher pitch, contrasted with like a lower pitch. And
too deep. Like
yeah. So I don't like that. I want you to be consistent. I guess it's similar to my feelings on a beat switch up. Like I want you to have the same flow or like type of flow throughout. So I prefer the deeper voice as opposed to his higher. I don't like when he raps in a high voice. I don't think that's for him.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I like how he did it on this one. Especially how he was like his cadence on it. And how he was flowing with it. Like, yeah. I didn't know you felt this way. I thought you liked this song. Like, I don't know what to say.
You're so blindsided.
We talked about this, but I guess not. Yeah.
I mean,
but I get that. And
like,
I guess coming off an In Too Deep, like that is a stark contrast. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. It was a contrast within the song. I'm not comparing it.
That too, yeah. Okay.
You sound so blindsided.
Maybe this is not what I thought Brianna thought.
Yeah.
Brianna, another Drake album, another interlude.
Yeah.
Without Drake, that's one of the best songs on the whole album. I know we agree on that, but
yes.
Yebba, I downloaded a Yebba album after I listened to this. Like she dropped this year. So I got to see who this is.
I feel it. Yeah.
She sounded amazing. On this. Yes. The piano that was just behind her, and like, man, what were your thoughts? Like,
I mean, nothing. I mean, I feel like there's not much to say because it's just so like flawless. Like, I just love it. What I did think is very reminiscent. Because like you said, Drake, this is not a new thing for him to have like an interlude with someone else. But it reminded me of So Far Gone, like the interlude on there. And I like that. I like kind of like when artists call back to their older works. And I feel like he did that at another point in this album, which I'll identify when we get there. But I like that he also had this point.
I think I know what song you're talking about. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just think it's funny how Drake will come with songs like this that, like, I couldn't put a song like this on my album if I knew that it was that they weren't matching just like the passion and the intensity that like Yebba, like, because we think of like Views. Both of our Summer's Over interlude is like maybe the second best song on that project for me. And it's just like, where is this everywhere else? Like, because what Yebba was doing on this song is like, when I heard Certified Lover Boy and I was hearing all this stuff, I thought Drake was going to be in this type of bag, like more like often than not on the project. So.
See, that would require effort. That's the thing. Yeah. Drake said, "I'll let someone else put in the effort." Yeah.
Personal songs and all of that. So yeah, so this song like made me mad. Like
I feel that.
at the end of it, but it was so good.
Because
And
you're like, I know Drake has this capacity as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it seemed like also this song just is like going into a transition because like we go into No Friends in the Industry like right off of that. So it seems like we're getting to more rapping, more disrespectful, like
I guess, yeah, for the next stretch.
It's Drake. He's gonna go back to his, Caribbean and like all that stuff. But it like the next few songs that come up, it just seemed like, was this Yebba's Heartbreak just like we're done with this, like let's,
Yeah, maybe like a palate cleanser.
Yeah. So you and I have very different opinions on No Friends. That I know. I'll start here. I don't like the song. I feel like I'm probably in the minority with that because it's a few things. One, I feel like the production just didn't hit hard. Like I played it again today. I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not missing something here. But the drums they just don't hit. This is supposed to be that song where, especially with what he's talking about, this is supposed to punch. Like in my car, it don't knock like that. Like, so I think for what he was doing, and like I think Knife Talk is a better example of like how I would have wanted everything to hit. But you got that, and then I'm just confused with Aubrey here because do you have friends or do you not have friends? Because I'm looking at the track list here and I see a lot of friends, a lot of people you've collaborated with before. You collaborate with you put a lot of artists on. You seem close with a lot of people, sir. Like, so who aren't your friends? Like, you have like 1 million friends in the industry and now we're down to like 18, 19 people. Like
no, he said no friends in the industry. 0 friends he has in the industry.
No, I ignore that word. This is called friends in the industry.
And here's the thing, maybe he's talking about a different industry. Did we ever think of that? Maybe he has no friends in the healthcare industry.
Brianna, we just talked about Yebba's Heartbreak and you said this requires effort. So Drake not putting in that type of effort to have meaning, to know friends in the industry. So, no. But yeah, this is like this song is like one of the big issues that I have with Drake, like in general as of late with his music. It's just like he goes on these rants about like people not liking him. I can't remember what song on More Life where he was like, want to stab me in my ribs and like all this like extra stuff. Like it's just like
clearly you're not moved.
He has haters. Like we know this, like of course, but like what is this doing for Drake? Like is it really bothering this dude? Like it seems like he's really bothered, but like
is he not allowed to be bothered?
He is, but like it doesn't seem like he is bothered. Like I only think that Drake is bothered because I hear it in the music, but nothing else with how he moves and like stuff that we see. He doesn't seem bothered.
But he's also not very public. I mean, he's out and about, but he's not one of those celebrities who like gives us their personality. He's not a Lizzo. He's not a Lil Nas X. Like,
Yeah, but then like when he put out Dark Lane demo tapes and he did those videos where he's just out and about and he was like in his crib and just counting all his cash and just hanging.
But that's not personality.
It's just like, what's bothering this man? Like maybe it's just more that like maybe it's just more I don't know. But like
I mean, he's bothered because he has no friends in the industry.
I was about to cuss. He got friends in this industry. Okay, like it was a combination. If the production was hitting, I wouldn't even be as mad and like complaining with this. Is this that's annoying on top of this song not hitting for me that it just really bothered me. But what were your thoughts? I know you like this song.
Yeah, for me, here's the thing. I actually agree with your analysis. First of all, in terms of the beat, I agree the beat doesn't fully drop, but I think just for me, that doesn't detract from my ability to enjoy the song. I feel like I can enjoy it while acknowledging and accepting that missing component. But I agree with you on that. And I'm also not a lyrical person. Like I'm not someone like lyrics have to be really good for me to actually pay attention to them. So you being upset about the face value of him saying he has no friends in the industry, that doesn't really bother me because I'm not really listening to what he's saying. So he could be saying anything. I mean, it's the same with how I listen to and enjoy Girls Want Girls. If I actually sat there and listened to what he was saying, I couldn't enjoy the song because it's stupid. But I just tune out most lyrics. So
I feel you. I feel you on that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, this is the type of song where it's like I said, I like when Drake starts talking and like, getting on his bully, getting disrespectful and all that. But like, I don't know. This song just felt more like him complaining more than anything. So Drake has things to complain about, but like
you seem to not think that.
but I'm glad we got Knife Talk after that because I was looking forward to Drake and 21 getting together.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I needed right here. And I love the Memphis sound and like, what's going on here with Project Pat coming in. And then he had his flow and then 21 came in right after on the same flow. I appreciated that. But 21 sound, oof, man.
Mm-hmm.
21 sounded good. What were your thoughts? This is one of my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just start off by saying, like, independent of Drake, I love 21 Savage. Like, he's an artist I just listen to, like, just on my own. Like, I love him as an artist. So, and I love their music together. Like, I really like the songs they did on, or maybe it's just one song on Savage Mode 2. I really like their song on that. Like, I just feel like whenever they team up, like, it's a good time, similar to him in Future. So, yeah, I was excited for this track. And it didn't disappoint. I feel like, I don't know if you have this opinion about the beat, but I feel like the beat didn't fully drop on this either. But it also like didn't really detract for me.
I think the griminess of the beat, because it is similar to No Friends in the Industry and how like it didn't punch as hard, I feel like. But I feel like the griminess, like Metro Boomin produced this one, like it's pretty obvious in how 21 was on it. But I feel like other things were much better on this beat than No Friends on the Industry for me to kind of ignore that. But yeah, it doesn't bang as hard as like it should as well. But
right, yeah,
that didn't really turn me off with this song.
But one thing I do like, because 21 has started playing around with this in his own music, like he'll have like a stringed instrument in the background, and I love that because I love that he's like such a dark, like gang banging, literally talking about like shooting people's heads off if they look at him wrong, but he still has like this like soft music or like a soft sample. Like I love that contrast.
Yeah, and that's why to me 21 and Metro Boomin are like arguably one of the best rapper producer combos because that's all we got on Savage Mode 2, the first one. Just like attention to like who 21 is as an artist and content wise to give him such dark like beats with like those strings and those keys, you know what I mean?
It's such a great like pairing.
That's the definition of true chemistry between like an artist and producer. Right there. Where Drake fit into this song though, I don't know.
21 really kind of took it over.
It felt like 21 was like kind of mentoring Drake, like this is how you
right.
You gotta stab somebody, you gotta kill. This is how you do it. And Drake was like, okay, my verse, my turn. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Like
it's not like Slaughter Gang, like
he's
rap.
not Slaughter Gang. Yeah.
So I'm sure 21 did mentor him a little bit.
I feel like if I was in the studio with 21 and he started rapping about stuff like that, I would try to write a verse about him. You know,
yeah, because I mean 21 he's only going to give you one type of song, so if you want 21 on your song, you got to match his energy. He's not going to come in and match your energy, like that's just what it is.
So yeah, and you got to be a certain artist to have him, like you can't be like, what's like Demi Lovato gonna do with 21 on their song, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love Knife Talk though. I also really enjoy 7 a.m. on Bridle Path because this is where things get interesting content wise. What'd you think of this song?
I thought this was another hilarious song to me. When this man first opened it up, I quote, I wrote down the first thing he said. He said, I wish everyone could tell me exactly what they need from me the first second they speak to me. Like, Drake, what? What? That's so dramatic. He's so in his feelings. I think it's hilarious. I usually don't like these like time in a city type songs. Yeah, because I like a chorus. I like, breaking up the flow or whatever, but this one was different. I enjoyed it.
9 a.m. in Dallas, 6 p.m. in New York. You don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
But when I saw this song on the track list, I was like, it's time. Like, this is what I want right here. It's what I've been waiting for. When it comes to the whole Drake and Kanye, beef and everything going on, I see both sides of it. And I was curious to see if Drake was going to say something about it, and he did. I enjoyed how he approached it. I love the line where he was saying, "Give your Uber driver my address and pull up," because Kanye like leaked his address like out there and all this stuff when they were both about to drop their albums. I like how Drake approached it. I like how he talked about it. I still wish, and this is kind of this is a personal thing when it comes to beefs and responses. Like, I like when it's not as subliminal. This song is more clear as to who he's talking to, but Drake's a very subliminal guy. I just found out that he did Swiss Beats on I can't remember what song it was. It might have been the same song, but Swiss Beats was on Fancy or Thank Me Later. They had a relationship, but apparently Drake was holding a song, or like either him or Busta Rhymes, like they had a song that they were holding, and Swizz and Busta Rhymes wanted to release it or something like that. For those that are watching, correct me here if I get the story wrong, but Swizz had an issue with that, and it was kind of vocal, I think, and then Drake just straight up called the man out his name on this song. Not going to repeat that. But
wait, on this song
had,
right now, he dissed Swizz for something that happened in like.
No. This wasn't from Thank Me Later days or like Fancy. This was like later down the line. But I was using Fancy to say that that's a song that they did together. But Drake mentioned Fancy in the diss, like saying, "Oh, you fancy, huh?" And they called him out of his name. I was like, and like I found out about that later, and I was like, oh, like what happened? Like, and Swizz, I saw his response, and he was really composed about it. He was like, okay, like it's cool, which is interesting. But yeah, Drake was coming for people in song. I don't got an issue with Drake coming for anybody. Like, if you feel away, you feel away. But if you're gonna talk disrespectful, let's get disrespectful. Yeah, I really Drake never disappoints on a timestamp location song. So so
I also have a fun fact, and Jason didn't even know this. When I found it out. So, well, no, but you didn't know. Did you know exactly who it was?
Are you talking about the sample from the? Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't know the school. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah. So, fun fact. So I was listening to the song to like prepare for this video or whatever, and I was like, this sample is really interesting. I was like, why do I feel like I'm listening to like Black cheerleaders? Like, that's what it sounded like. And so I looked it up, just like what the sample was. And so I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and there's a high school there called Philip O'Berry. And so it turns out the sample is like a clip of the POB like cheerleading team doing one of their cheers or chants or whatever. And Drake that's what he's rapping over. And I just think that's really fun. I mean, obviously, because I'm from Charlotte, and I think that's a cool way to kind of use.
I was shocked that was in school. But I followed this page that like breaks down samples of like songs and where it came from. So I already knew about the cheerleaders when Brianna told me, but I was like, oh, this is Philip O'Berry. Like that's really interesting. I know they didn't get no money for that. I wonder if Drake cleared that. But I think that was really dope. Like that he used it.
I think it's very unique.
And I also think like I wonder what made 40, because 40 produced this too. I wonder what made 40 like want to add that in there, because like that's really random. You know?
I don't know. It's not a high school in Houston. I don't know.
I was wondering if there was like a deeper meaning there or something. I was like, this is a Drake album. But the next two songs, Race My Mind and Fountains, were not highlights for me personally. I think that for Fountains though, and I'm getting into Tems music as well, I think that this was her song. Drake had to have, that type of song on this project. You know how Drake is.
Culture vulture.
He got in there for about 30 seconds, and then Tems came in. I love her voice. I think she sounded great. But overall, this is pointless. Like I can understand like a Hotline Bling or like a One Dance Controller. Like it fit, and like I get it. But this song just like, if you would have threw that song on views with like those other ones, it just would not fit. Like this song just felt pointless and Race My
Yeah.
Mind. I don't know what to say. It just does nothing for me, honestly. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I don't like either of those songs. For Race My Mind, I wrote down it might be the worst song on the album. It's just very scattered, very incoherent. I didn't like it, the instrumental sounded very like Disney movie-esque. Like
It's a weird song.
I didn't like it. For Fountains, the beat, I don't know if anyone else will understand or like have the same perspective, but the beat to me felt broken. I felt like the way they were looping it was distracting. I didn't feel like they looped it at the right place. And for that reason, I couldn't really pay attention to what was actually going on because every time it looped, I was like, I felt jolted. I was like, it's not supposed to loop here.
The thing is, I've heard that a lot of producers do that. Like the loop itself won't be as perfect when it comes back around. But
Yeah.
that stuck out to me too. And like, cause I'll be like doing this and then it'll come back around. I'm
Yeah, right. Like it kind of like jolts you, and I just
okay,
it's
yeah.
not for me.
And usually I hear that on a lot of like artists, like more dirty, like dusty production or like more underground like artists that have more of like
Dusty production.
like just like it's more like it doesn't sound clean. Like this album, for example, like a lot of the stuff sounds very quality professional, but like a lot of artists they intentionally have like um production and drums that don't sound as mixed and as like clean. But I when I hear samples like that where it's like a little disjointed, I think of those songs because that's also the drums or the production that's behind it, if that makes sense. But that never bothers me. This one really bothered me, and like I was really wondering why, because I usually don't have an issue with a loop that isn't as perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really stuck out to me. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Get Along Better, which is hilarious.
Yes.
I was really looking forward to You Only Live Twice. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just really fun. And to me, the standout was Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I think that for as vast of a catalog as Wayne has, and he's had a lot of weird moments, a lot of misses, but songs like this like remind you that, in my opinion, like how he's just one of the greatest like of all time, like with just how he raps and you know his flow, like his cadence and everything. And like he doesn't even write his raps like this. I could see how Wayne probably recorded this in the studio. Like he just went in and like didn't Drake and Ross sounded good, but Wayne just took it home, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I agree. This song was so fun to me. And this is what I was referencing earlier where I felt like it was a callback. I felt like it called back to the motto.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just felt like getting the band back together because Wayne really carried Drake on his back in the beginning of Drake's career. And Drake has kind of since grown and like kind of outgrown, I don't want to say the relationship, but he hasn't needed Wayne's kind of ushering into the industry as much.
I think still today we know the love that's there because when you think about So Far Gone, how many times was Wayne featured on So Far Gone?
Wayne, he put that project on his entire back.
Like he's always featured on some stuff. There's not a Drake album without Wayne being mentioned in some sort of way. I even saw a video recently where it was recently Lil Wayne's birthday and he had a party and Drake gave like a toast, like a long toast, just like talking about his love for Wayne. And he had said, he was like, I'm looking around and I see so many people I know, but none of us are here without Wayne. I'm not Drake without Wayne. Like you, like
I mean, that's
this is crazy. Yeah, like you don't think about that when you think about how big Drake has gotten and how he like has surpassed Wayne popularity wise a lot of things. But like,
I mean, that's the mark of a good mentor.
Yeah, and I love that Drake never forgets that. You know, like it doesn't get tiring when he talks about it, but like that's real love. You know?
Right. His head hasn't gotten too big to remember where he came from and who brought him there.
And I think this song is an example of their chemistry and like you see that. Like, I mean, I can't really think of a bad Drake and Wayne.
Yeah. But Wayne has not been on a Drake album since If You're Reading This.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I looked it up because I was listening to this. I was like, I haven't gotten this in a minute. And I looked up why. Like, they have not collabed in a good minute. So
yeah,
temporarily, I guess.
And that's still, and even that gap, it still doesn't even like, it doesn't even make us forget about how strong that connection is. Like,
yeah.
to even know that, like, it's been what, 5-6 years since they've collabed, which is crazy. And I don't think with the newer projects that Wayne's put out, Drake has been on any of those either. So it's crazy. I Miss You Too, another song that Drake texted to somebody, was probably this is one thing I had. This is one of the most disappointing songs on the project for me, because I'm a big Kid Cudi fan. And when I saw it, I was excited because these two had a very bad beef. Like, I didn't think that they could come back from what happened with them and how, you know, Drake kind of aimed at his mental health and things that he was going through. I didn't think that they would ever reconnect like this, but I was wondering how they would fit on this song, because I got excited, but I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, because I feel like their lanes are so different. And I was right. This didn't work at all.
It did not.
I think Cudi's a great singer and how he flows on it, but it just sounded weird on this. Like, I feel like they were trying to maybe get pieces of both of them onto it, but the combination just, it's not it. I just didn't rock with it. What were your notes? What'd you have on it?
I wrote down one bullet point. I said, I forgot about this song. It's also not good.
Yeah.
And I think I just tried to get through it as quickly as I could, because that's all I had to say. Yeah,
but despite that, I feel like I like the last two. I like how Drake ended it. The thing about my thing with Drake is he'll have a great intro and have a great outro. When it comes to FM fans, what's a Drake song like, if we've never heard one before? Like,
that song is also hilarious. I love that song.
Hilarious. Drake has songs that are hilarious on this thing, but the most serious tone, serious production, like
that's what makes it hilarious, because it's like genuinely a good song.
Yeah, and this song was not short. It's a long song.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of tea to spill, and I was listening to every second of it.
When he talked about on the second half of the song, like how he like saw that the boyfriend was there, or whatever, I was, oh my goodness, bro. Like, what is going on, man? We're 34, 35. How old are we now? Oh my goodness. But I enjoyed it. Like, it's like, it's funny, but I enjoyed that song. And the remorse, just like, it's like a textbook outro, like, for Drake. I really enjoyed it. Like, he was rapping. Like I enjoyed what he was doing on it. I feel like Drake's intros are more energetic and his outros are way more serious. You know what I mean? So I got that feel again. But what were your thoughts on these last two?
Yeah, I remember I told you, Jason, when I was listening to this album, like, for the very first time, I was like doing something else. I was like making breakfast and like moving around my apartment or whatever. So I wasn't like looking at the tracks to see like where I was in the album or whatever. The first note I heard on this song, I said, this is the outro. This is the last song. Like, it's just so, I don't know.
You know it when you hear it.
You know it. I don't know what it is about it, but I was like, we're done. We're wrapping up. And I think that's a very interesting trademark as an artist. I think that's impressive that his outros are so unique and so like specific to his style, that they're so recognizable.
Yeah, and I feel like there's been a theme of us talking about, like, this is a Drake project. Like, we know we got what we expected. Like, we've heard this before, but I like that this theme isn't that.
It's not tied
into. You know what I mean? Like, I never get sick of how Drake starts and ends.
Right.
Despite how I feel about everything else, like, I love that consistency there. And it's real effort. Like, it's real effort there compared to some of the and you know that this is what frustrates me so much about Drake, and just how dominant and influential he is, and how he puts out these grand projects. It's like, I know that he could do it. Like,
it's in you. Yeah,
I know that he has, because, you know, we had the whole classic debate. I think Take Care is a classic. Something like, and your brother said that he doesn't think he has.
He said Drake has no classic albums,
and I think that's a fair take, especially how he was talking about it. So it's like, I feel like Drake has a classic in him. but I think Drake knows it. But
he's just lazy. He's just lazy.
But his laziness still makes him one of the best artists we've ever seen. One of the best artists of the generation.
Yeah.
After this, people started, the whole Michael Jackson Drake comparison just started. I don't know if you saw, but on TMZ, they caught up with Michael Jackson's son. I think it was Blanket. And they were asking him about that. He was like, nah, like I listened to the last album. Like I know Drake. Like I know, like he's big, but like, let's pipe down.
Yeah, that debate
is dead. But I think Drake is so big that I get it. And you know this generation and like how crazy like the stands are when it comes to Drake. So I get people doing that in that comparison, but
Aubrey's Angels.
Drake don't got no off the wall or Thriller. So let's cut that there. But overall, like I guess as we wrap up, like I'm wondering where Drake's going. I wonder what's next here. I don't know why I'm even asking that. Like he's probably not gonna do the same thing again, but with Drake, you still wonder. Like I hate that he has told me. It's like I feel like maybe he might do something.
We know that he has it in him, so I feel like every album, everyone's just kind of like, "Is this it? Is this? Are we?
What are we gonna do?"
Yeah, and I feel like that's how he keeps you hooked because like we know it's there, and we keep listening to see if we're finally gonna get it. But it has yet to happen.
I hate him.
Yeah, it's like he's come close. Like that's how he's hooked us in. Like he's come close and he's like, look what I can do. But I'm not gonna give you the whole album of that.
Right. So I don't know. Like it makes me curious as to what he's gonna do. I know I hear a lot of people talking about they just want him to do a straight R&B album. I would like that personally. I wouldn't mind it. But I wonder what he's gonna do next. Like other than his solo work, I do hope that him and Future do another collab project. The critic review or like the overall critic consensus is that What a Time to Be Alive is not good. I think that album.
It's fun.
I love that album. I love it.
Yeah.
But I would love for them to get on that. And I want Drake to put some effort in. Like there's a lot of songs on here that I come back to. Drake's not. If Drake drops a mediocre project, it's still gonna have many.
I mean, he's done that. I don't know what you mean. If you mean the next time he
Drake confuses me. All right, he even makes me say stuff I didn't mean to say. But yeah, Drake's gonna have highlights.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
But he's gonna drop 20+ song projects, so I know that I'm gonna get stuff like Girls Want Girls. Just stuff that's just like, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I usually give a rating for the album. My rating would be a 4.5 out of 10.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Let me explain. It's mediocre. Like it's mediocre, but like.
I thought you liked more songs than you didn't, or maybe I was wrong.
I think we had counted how many, and I think I had 9, maybe 9 or 10. So it's like almost halfway there. That's not really how I was trying to do it by the number of songs I like, but like just listening to the project, it's over an hour, almost an hour and a half. It does feel like a little bit of a drag to me. Take Care is like the same length as this project, and it felt smooth to me. I like everything about that project. So it did feel like a drag. That along with it having highlights, but so much fillers, so much just weird stuff going on. I can't say it's like his most mediocre. Like it's a little less like.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's probably why I would have him this like third to last on like all of my Drake rankings. So I would give it a 4.5. I'm assuming, given your reaction, your rating is higher, and you're surprised that.
Yeah, I would say, and here's the thing about me: my opinions on Drake and like rating his songs in terms of or his albums in relation to his own discography and just like as standalone projects, it changes every single day.
It
If you
does.
talk to me, like Jason and I were literally talking this morning, and I was like, "Oh, Thank Me Later is my favorite album." He's like, "You told me the last time we had this conversation, Donna So Far Gone," and I was like, "Did I say that?" So yeah, I'm gonna give a rating, but like honestly, when this airs, it'll probably change. So like, I don't know. But I'll just go with a 7.5. Listen, I don't know. I like it.
What, bro?
I don't know. Listen, like I said, don't give any weight to my rating. Like literally,
Maybe 7, and it's a ratings thing is different though. Maybe a 7 to you, to me, a 7 is like, if I rank something a 7 or like 7.5-ish, like your replay value is high and like you're potentially top 10 like end of year for me. Potentially.
yeah.
Like
I
8,
mean,
8
yeah.
and above, like you're probably solidified like in that type of arena, but like a 7?
I mean, I don't know. For me, I guess I don't have a lot of albums that I just like would put as low as you would because I don't listen to stuff I don't like. One thing about Jason is he likes torturing himself and likes to consume media that he doesn't enjoy.
Listen, Scorpion, you know what? Scorpion, Views is worse, and then Scorpion. I don't listen to Scorpion anymore. I know this is, but Views, like, you know me, and with Views, like I listen to that a lot because there's so many. The highs on that album are so high, and I
Yeah.
just feel like that was supposed to be a
I
classic.
mean, we agree on that though.
So
but like for
I
me,
torture
like,
myself with Views because like I get sad every time I listen to that album and knowing how great it's supposed to be.
but for me, I genuinely like a lot of the songs off of Scorpion. So like, yeah, I just don't have a lot of albums that I listen to that I don't like because why would I do that? So yeah,
you being such a big Drake fan, way bigger than me, that you
I
would
mean
still
that's
be.
facts as well. So
Yeah. Okay. So 7, 7.5. You're probably a lot of people would think that you're crazy too. A 7. We talk. This is perfect. But
so
I wonder if this is gonna be my first video that gets a dislike. If like some traffic comes in and we get some new, I get new comments, with every video from new people. So I wonder how this will turn out.
yeah, let us know.
Yeah. But Brianna, we got through it. I really appreciate, you stopping by Jason's Take. Fun fact, big shout out to Brianna. She makes the thumbnails, for my YouTube. We trade off with our YouTubes. I actually edit Brianna's videos, which she'll plug a little later. And I edit her videos and she actually does the thumbnails and she does all the uploading, putting the description and everything together. So thank you for that, and just another shout out for you. But I'm Jason, and this has been my take. I want to thank Brianna again for joining. Brianna, talk about your channel and what that's about.
Yeah, this is so much fun. Thank you for having me on. You might see me again for if Megan Thee Stallion drops an album, maybe Flo Milli. There's not a lot of artists that I can really hold my own on the way I can with Drake, but
yeah,
I'll be back. But in terms of my own YouTube, I do have a channel. If you're a fan of The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, come over and check out Brianna's Bachelor Breakdown. I recap every single episode. I'm someone who really likes diving deep into the relationship. So I analyze, everything that's going on, all the dynamics, what's making people's relationships work and what's like doing the opposite effect. And I upload every single week after every episode. So find me on YouTube, Brianna's Bachelor Breakdown.
I'm in too deep now into the Bachelor universe. I watch The Bachelor heavy now because of Brianna. So, yeah, she got me hooked. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna put Brianna's page in the description. You guys definitely check it out if you're fans of the series. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'm here from Jason's Take. I know people have done that with your channel too. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the channel. Got 2 more videos coming out this week. So I'll see you next time.